friends, welcome to SahuStudies. In this video, we are going to see how to create CSV file from DataFrame. We have a write method. It is a method of PySpark DataFrame writer object to write DataFrame into CSV file. So how it will going to work? First, we need to just import all the function which present in PySpark.sql.type. Here we are creating one variable, and in this variable we are storing the name of the CSV file which we are going to read with this custom schema. This custom schema has columns like AP ID, AP name, AP gender, AP salary, AP state, and AP city. We are reading this CSV file with the help of spark.read.csv function, passing the path parameter. This is the value of the path parameter which is defined here. We are saying that the CSV which we are going to read has a header and schema. This is a custom schema which we have defined here. When this data frame gets created, we are calling this write function from this CSV data frame. We are passing the path parameter, and this is the address of the CSV file, and header is true. What does it means? That this line of code, what is going to do, it is writing this data frame as a CSV file. The address of the CSV file is this one, and it is also saying that the CSV file which we are creating out of the data frame, it has a header. Let's see how it works in Databricks. Let's create a notebook. Data frame to CSV file. First, let's import all the required function. PySpark.sql.types import star. So all the function which present in SQL PySpark.sql.types, all the functions we are importing. Let's create a custom schema. This is the name of the schema. We are using a struct type. On top of that, we are adding add method. With the help of a field, we are defining the column name with the help of a data type. We are saying which kind of a data type this column would be. Let's copy this code to save some time. This is the ID field which is of integer type. Then AP name, this would be string type. Then AP gender, this would be of string type. AP salary, this would be of integer type. AP city, this would be of string type. This is AP state. AP city, it would be of integer type. Let's run this command. So it is saying line number 3 indentation. So here for the next line we need to use this symbol backslash. Run it. This schema has been defined successfully. Then just read the CSV file. So what is the address of the CSV file? Address of the CSV file is ap-employee.csv. Copy the path, copy this Spark API format, close it and paste here. ap underscore CSV underscore data. We are defining a variable. We are just using read.csv and we are passing the path parameter. The value of the parameter is the CSV file. Here we are saying that header would be true and schema is this one. This is the custom schema which we have defined just now. Run this command cell. The data frame has been defined successfully. Let's display the data frame with the help of a display function. Now see, the data frame created successfully with the help of this CSV function. Now we are going to write this data frame in a CSV file. So how we are going to do? This is a data frame. It has a write method and we are writing this data frame in CSV. So we have a CSV function. We are saying what is the path where the CSV will going to create. Copy this file. We are defining the path. Path would be, we can say AP underscore output. We can create one more folder, PySpark, and this we are creating this CSV file. We are also passing the parameter and the name of the parameter is header. It is true. That means This is the data frame. We are writing the data frame as a CSV file. This is the name of the CSV file, and it is saying that this CSV has a header. Let's run it. The CSV file has been created successfully. Where it gets created? So file store AP data. Go to the data tab. Do the DFS AP data. In the AP data, there is a AP output folder. In the AP output, there is a PySpark, and here this file gets created. Let's copy the file path. Let's see it has been created successfully or not by reading it. So how we are going to read it? We have written one code block to read the CSV file. Copy it, put here, run this command. This data frame is created successfully, but this data frame we have created by reading the output CSV file which we have just created. Let's see the content of this data frame with the help of a display function. See, this is the content of this data frame. If we see this one, this is the content of the data frame which we have read earlier. So what we have done, we have created a custom schema. We have read a CSV file. This is the location of the CSV file, and created a data frame. We are writing this data frame in a CSV file. This is the path of the CSV file, and again we are reading the CSV file which we have just created with the help of a spark.read.csv file. Let's go to the PPT. Whenever we are writing data frame into the CSV file, there is one function which is very important. That function is known as mode. So what mode does? It is used to specify the saving mode. So we have 4 saving mode. One is override. What override it will do? This mode override the file with the new data. Second one is append mode. What append mode will do? This mode append the data in the existing file. Ignore mode. What this mode will going to do? This mode ignores the write operation if the file exists. Another one is error mode. What the error mode will going to do? This mode give error if file exists. This is the default option, by the way. How we are going to do in the Databricks? First, we will going to import all the functions which present in PySpark.sql.types. We will going to specify the path of the CSV file which we are going to read. This is the custom schema which we are going to define. These are the columns: AP ID, AP name, AP gender, AP salary, AP state, and AP city. With the help of a spark.read.csv file, we are going to read this CSV file by passing this variable as a parameter value to the path parameter. Here we are saying that the CSV which we are reading has a header, and this is the custom schema which we have just defined. When this data frame gets created, we are going to create 4 different CSV with the help of write method. And name of the CSV file which we have given is based on the append mode. Which kind of append mode we are going to use? We are going to use save mode as a append. Here save mode would be override. Here the save mode is ignored, and here the save mode is error. Based on the save mode, we are creating a CSV file. Here employee underscore append.csv. Here employee override.csv. Here employee underscore ignore.csv. And here employee error.csv. Let's see how it works in Databricks. We have already defined the custom schema, so no need to create the custom schema. What we are going to do, we are reading a CSV file. We have already imported all the required functions from PySpark.sql.type. Let's create one variable here. We are defining part of the CSV file which we are going to read. This variable has been defined successfully. Just read the CSV file with the help of spark.read.csv. Here we are passing the path parameter. What is the path parameter? We have just defined. This is the path parameter. It has the address of the file, CSV file which we are going to read. We are using header parameter. The value would be true, and the schema parameter, and the name of the schema is this one which we have defined earlier. This is the true, this is the typo. This data frame has been created successfully. Let's display the content of the data frame with the help of a display function. This is the content of the data frame. Let's write this data frame in a CSV file with the saving mode. Write dot CSV. What is the path of the CSV? Just copy the path. This is the path. Header is equal to true. One parameter we are going to pass is mode, and the mode is append. run this code block. Let's rename this file, right? ap underscore employee underscore append. Let's see the content of this data frame. It has 5 rows. So what this append mode means, whatever the file in which we are going to write this data frame, we are writing this data frame in this file. Every time we write with the help of a append mode, the content of data is getting appended in this file. Once we have written this data frame in this file, this is the content of the data frame, right? Just read it. This data frame, now we are reading this one. First let's read the data. How we are going to read the data? First let's read the data. We need to change the CSV file name. Run it. Now see what is the content. This is the file record. Again read. Again this, write this data frame in this CSV file again. Read this CSV file and now see what is the content. Now see, now this is a 10 records. We have written this data frame in this CSV file twice. The mode is append, that's why data gets appended in this file, and once we have read this CSV file and created a data frame and displayed the content of the data with the help of a display function, we have figured it out. The number of records are 10. Now just write this command, write this data frame again with the mode override. Let's rename it. Run this command. So this data frame has been written in this CSV file. Let's read this CSV file which just created out of this data frame. Run it. This data frame gets created. Let's display the content with the help of a display function. It has a 10 records which employer dot override. Now if we just again do an override, it has been written again in this data in this CSV file. This data frame has been written in this CSV file with mode override. Again, we have read with the help of this command cell. Let's see what is the content. It is 10 only, because every time the file gets overridden. If you just run again, what we have done, we have just used this data frame and created this CSV file with override mode. Now read this CSV file with the help of a spark.read.csv function and see what is the content. Same, it will going to give you 10 every time, because it is overriding, it is not appending. Now what I am going to do, I am just creating one more file with a different saving mode. This is a data frame. We are writing the data frame. In this time, the saving mode would be ignore. The name of the CSV file is ignore. So AP underscore employee underscore ignore. This is the CSV file which is going to create out of AP underscore CSV underscore data frame. Let's write it. It has been written. Let's read it. We have already written the command. We only need to just change the name of the data file for the reading purpose. Let's see the content. It is taking some time. Let's cancel this display command, which is taking more time. Run it again. I don't know why it is taking time, but if we just see in the data tab, go to the DBFS. This is the location. So the file getting created. AP underscore employee underscore ignore.csv. It's already created, but this reading part, it is taking some time. Okay, it's took some time, but it has been read successfully. See, 10 records are there. Let's run this command again. This file is already exists. We are saying that this will getting ignored. This write operation is getting ignored if the file is already exists. So in this case, this file is already exists. Let's see how it will going to behave if we are trying to write the file. It has been written. Let's see how It has been read successfully. The same records are there. So it is getting ignored. It will not going to do anything because this file is already present. Let's write this data frame to another CSV file with the mode error. Let's rename this file as ap underscore employee underscore error.csv. Now the mode is error. What the error mode will do, first time it will going to create this file, but whenever we are going to create it second time, it will going to give error stating that the file is already present. Let's write the file with the help of this data frame. Let's read this file. See the content. See, the 10 records are there. Now let's write this data frame again in this CSV file. How it will going to behave. See, analysis exception stating that ap underscore employee underscore csv file dot underscore error dot csv file is already exists, and we are trying to write this data frame in the csv file which is already present, and the mode is error. That's why it's giving this exception. Thank you. If you like content of my video, then please subscribe my channel, like it, comment on it, and press the bell icon to get notification whenever I add videos.